and welcome to Geekology. I'm David.
I'm Sven.
And tonight, Star Trek Discovery, Episode 7, Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad.
Yes.
Okay. Right, so we're about to watch the episode. If you're watching the review, you can hear our thoughts about that right now. Wow.
That was damned familiar.
Okay,
over and over again.
For those who didn't watch the reaction video, I did actually comment that it's a well-known story arc for sci-fi. However,
That's true.
that was wonderfully well done.
Yes, it was. I'm slightly disappointed that Stella's father wasn't played by Kelsey Grammer, because that would have been hilarious. But yeah.
Actually, you know, for a split second I thought it was... Oh, I'm useless with people's names.
Why did you see Carmel?
No, I for a split second thought it was the actor from Our Third Rock from the Sun.
No idea.
Dick. I can't remember the actor's name. It doesn't really matter because it wasn't him anyway. I absolutely loved how 60s her outfit was, and his outfit was quite spectacularly 60s too. So yeah, I like that.
We do watch these through completely different eyes, don't we?
But it's whenever you met the alien species, in different classic Trek things, they were wearing clothes very similar to that. And if you were arguing, well, people are arguing right now about how this all fits in with the timeline because everything's so different.
It's slowly slipping towards the 60s.
And I'm saying, well, there's a really nice tie-in. The aliens come aboard, and guess what they're wearing? Stuff like they would in the original series.
It's a little bit early for that. They should be wearing 50s stuff.
Point is relatively the same.
Yes.
It was not. I think it was nicely done. Actually, I thought the whole episode. I thought the whole episode was very nicely done. Yeah. Although this is the first episode of Discovery we have seen where one of the special effects didn't line up properly. It didn't look quite right.
Yeah, with his space whale.
Yeah. But funnily enough, it did the first time we saw it. Actually, did the second time we saw it as well. It's only when Tilly was in front of it in that black outfit with the really jarred. It didn't, you know, the smooth integration was lost.
Didn't notice.
Well, if you can make a TV series and that's the one thing that somebody can bitch about it, I think you're doing really well. If somebody goes, oh, I'm sorry, but in that one episode...
One thing about that episode is that could have been dropped out. It's going to add nothing to the story arc, I would have thought. If this is supposed to be 15 chapters, or rather 13 chapters of the same story after the pilot episodes, that adds nothing to it.
I completely disagree.
We'll see.
There's numerous things you can say. First of all, it shows progression of her character because now she's open.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to the story.
What you mean, the Klingon war story?
Yeah.
The ship story?
The Klingon war story, which is the ship story as
well. Okay. It doesn't add anything to the Klingon story, but the character development in it is very important because it shows, apart from anything else, how different the genetic splicing he has gone. Well, it's not splicing technically, is it? But the genetic process he has gone through has altered him, and it goes to show the personality differences, which is obviously something they're going to play on in one of the later episodes when we find out what the deal was with the mirror.
We already saw that happening in the previous episode.
Yeah, I know, but this progresses that further.
Again, I don't see how it's going to make it. In fact, it's a time repeat episode. It can't have any effect.
Well, no, the very fact it happened had an effect.
I can't see how this makes any difference to the overall storyline. I just can't.
It's just character development.
Which will make no difference to the overall storyline.
We don't know that yet.
That's my point. We don't know, but as far as I can tell from where we're at, I don't see how that's going to fit into the actual arc. It's a traditional Star Trek episode.
You mean because it feels like a standard? Because it feels like a standalone episode.
It's not. it felt less like a Discovery episode. It felt like any other Trek episode ever. Or any science fiction show ever.
I really enjoyed it. You're right, it did feel more like a standalone episode because it didn't have information from the arc in it. However, I'm sure that it will be pivotal to the arc as we get later into the series.
I hope so, because otherwise it was wasting an episode.
That was not a waste of an episode. That was an amazing... No.
To the arc.
To the arc.
It's a waste of an episode.
You could show people that dislike this show that episode, and I'm sure that would win people over.
No, it wouldn't. It would basically, they'd go, oh, they're using that tired old idea again. That's what they're saying.
It was a tired old idea when TNG used it. It did.
Yeah.
And how good was that episode?
I loved it. Doesn't mean everybody else will.
Well, loads of people did. No, I think that was a good, solid episode.
But
I really enjoyed
Jonathan
that
Frakes
episode.
did with Cause and Effect. He did do something that those previous versions of that idea hadn't done, which was film various scenes from different angles.
Yeah, it were.
Because usually it's always the same footage over and over again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he was just basically going, nah, let's move the camera around
but
the set.
he not only did cinematography to do it, but he also showed it from perspective as well, which really altered that. Where we got to see the whole, every trick you could use, they used it.
I think David Barrett, who directed that, has seen Cause and Effect.
I think that he might have looked at every thing and just pulled out every trick in the book for that one, because it was beautifully done. As I said, the only thing I can say personally is that one special effect. That one, and I'm not even saying it was a bad effect. I'm just saying it was a little bit noticeable.
Might have been I was focusing on Tilly. To be fair. And your whole, she's wearing high heel boots.
Shoes.
Whatever.
Shoes. But yeah.
Clothing,
but if that's the worst thing you could say about an episode.
Like you said,
Yeah, like I've said. Yeah, I'm not sure what makes the edit. I'm doing a Bruce Willis. I'm getting my line in multiple times to make sure it makes the final edit. Do you not know this?
Why would I?
Very famous thing for Bruce Willis. Whenever he films a film, whatever catchphrase or whatever phrase he thinks will be his catchphrase for the film, pretty much every single scene, whether it's written in the script or not, wherever he thinks it's appropriate, he will then drop it in. Somebody said to him once, "Why do you do this? It's not in the script, you keep adding it in." He says, "Because I never know what's going to make the final edit and I want that line used." So that's why in some films his line gets used multiple times and in other films it only gets used once or twice. It's because he drops it in to make sure that it always makes the edit. I'm making sure I met the edit. I'm amazed you don't blue screen me out of some of these. Anywho, so you feel it doesn't add much to the arc.
No. It's a fun episode, that's it.
It's an amazingly fun episode. I can
understand why people won't be impressed by it though.
I want to see the rest of the story arc before I say whether I feel that adds anything to it. But I will say, regardless of the arc, that's a great episode. That is I'm not going to call it a great episode, I'm going to call it a good episode. That's probably my favourite episode yet. I really enjoyed it. There was good character. A retread of the same idea again is your favourite episode. So it doesn't matter. It was done in a different way and it was well done. I'd rather see something well done than something brand new, badly made. I do wonder that the Discovery's been stuck in that time loop for 3 or 4 days maybe, so there's lots of 30-minute periods, one after the other. It doesn't matter how many there are. Really, but it's going to be some period of time. All of which time Admiral Cornwell's basically having her mind sifted. Yeah, should be nice and jammy by now. Yeah, ready to go to Tantalus 5. Yeah? Yeah, sounds about right. But yeah, the episode was a good episode. Daggers of the Mind or this one? This one. Okay. Wasn't as good as the previous episode for me. Okay. But, you know. Well, I think that's an incredibly well done episode. Could be used as a standalone, but I'm really sure that it's going to fit in with the arc in interesting ways. I absolutely loved it. I honestly believe that is the best episode they've done so far. I can't wait to see more. So yeah, really looking forward to the next episode. Actually, I really look forward to Mondays. Me and you chill out, we watch Star Trek, I get to have a beer. It's a good night. I like Monday nights. Woohoo! Right, well, thank you very much for watching. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube, and you can follow us on both Facebook and Twitter. Goodbye. That covers. Actually, I tell you, you should come stand here. Right, you are perfectly framed. You are great. You're from here, and then there's masses above you. Right? So come have a look and tell me how I'm.
I wonder why.
Why? She went away, and I wonder.